you doing? Good.
What were you guys working on yesterday, kind of in advance of playing Portland, based on what's happened in the last couple of games?
Well, we're spending a lot of time just trying to get ourselves going, Michael. To be honest, and just we had. I mean, obviously, there's a group of guys that needed to be out on the court quite a bit and get some conditioning and rhythm and stuff, and a group of guys that didn't. So we're just working on tweaking some sets, some offense, a little bit of tweaks on the defense, et cetera, and getting some rhythm.
When you looked at you talked about this the other night, the group you had at the start of the second quarter and the start of the fourth. There were different groups, but what was the mix that didn't work, do you think, when you look back at the film?
Well, they were quite different groups, and neither one of them seemed to work, right? So neither mix worked. I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
Why didn't they work? Did they not guard? Did they not score? What were their failings?
Both. I think it was 11-2 and 8-0, so they didn't do either. I'm not trying to be funny with you. I don't really. I just, again, like it's not like you're going out there and you're making some subs and you're really trying to either inject energy and get the game swung another way, or to hold the tide and keep the game in kind of where it's at, for a while. And seeing how that goes. And obviously, like you said, it didn't work the second, so we tried to come up with a different plan the fourth. I think we left 3 starters out there to start the fourth, and that didn't go very well either.
Nick, thinking back to the Gary that came over here from Portland a couple of years ago to Gary now, what's the biggest difference you see? Where do you see the biggest area of growth in this game?
Well, I mean, I think that first of all, I'm happy with his growth. I mean, the guy's kind of a natural scorer, and was that when we first got him. He did that. I think it was a little bit hard to evaluate who he was and how he was going to fit in that year in Tampa. It was just a tricky evaluation time. And as you guys know, we said to him we want him to score, but we want him to be a focal part of the defense and be aggressive and all those kind of things. And I mean, listen, like all these guys, he's had his great moments. He's had some ups and downs. He's gone through some stages of being really good defensively, and then some, again, ups and downs on the other side of it. But one thing about him is he's been an incredible pro. Like, he's really worked hard. He's really coachable. He really tries to do what we're asking him to do. So, at this stage as we sit today, I really, really think he's been great to have. Yep.
When it comes to Nick, Precious was saying that the defensive end comes more naturally too than the offensive end. And so with the offense, how do you help a guy who maybe the offense doesn't come as naturally to?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I talked to Precious yesterday, and it's difficult. Like, it's kind of, he's been in a couple of those runs that haven't been good, and you can't sit here and say it's his, like you're only playing 4 or 5 minutes or here or 4 or 5 minutes there or for the game. But, I just told him I don't have much choice when that happens, and I'm saying it's not your deal. I'm trying to get you out there. I know you need the rhythm. Like, I think to your question, the defense should be there. He's been cleared to play. He's not fully fit yet, but he's getting there. And obviously those things are all part of what you expect being out for so long. And I think, he had one really good stretch, I thought, in the second stint. I can't remember. I think it was at Indiana. He was really a force on the glass and just really running and playing powerful and with speed and conviction and stuff. And then just, again, unfortunately for him and us, like, we need to get him back in rhythm. We need to give him a stint where he gets to go for a long stretch. He's not going to build that conditioning if he doesn't, and he's not going to get any rhythm if he doesn't. So we're hoping that, we don't land in one of those stretches again where it's just a complete 10-0 run, and I don't really have a choice but to try to keep us in the game, right? Wait, you had one?
Yeah.
Oh, it was about Precious.
Oh, okay. You got it.
With Scotty, I mean, and the continued issues asserting himself maybe to start the game. Is there ever any part of you that's like, I know this isn't what we usually do, but the first 5 actions I call from the bench, he's going to be a part of the primary action? Like, is that something you would do, or is it something where you want the offense to flow as it flows and him to find his way in there?
Probably somewhere in between. I mean, I don't think I would call 5 in a row for him. Maybe a couple in a row. Yeah, But even on those, when they're kind of designed for him to make a play, we got to make sure that he's over aggressive. Like I think you sometimes you call a play and it's leaning towards a guy for his opportunity. And some of them will take that all the way to the hilt. Like, this is my play. I'm gonna get, and that's kind of what calling your number is sometimes, and some guys don't. So again, it's the same. It goes back to be aggressive. Like when we call your number, like be one of those guys that goes a little bit to the ends until they stop you. Like you still got to make the right read and the right play, but you still got to be aggressive.